The only National Hockey League arena that dates back to the days of the original Sixes, Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto. It's still a special place for NHL action, in particular when another original Six team comes to town. The Red Wings and Maple Leafs are at opposite ends of the Western Conference standings, but that matters little when these teams meet. They got together last night in Detroit, so some of the hard feelings and rough play will surely lead to more fire on ice tonight. Back behind his own net, just got his head up with Lapointe coming down on him. Rouse able to hold it in for the Wings. Rouse again, backhands it to the face-off circle. It's taken away. And Matthew Schneider starts it back, dumps it to the left of Osgood. Here's a chance and misfiring for Hoska, number 21, the youngster in the lineup tonight. Dandenault on the boards, and there is Murphy to break it up. And here is McCarty to send it across. Dandenault with the speed is going to get to the loose puck. Matthew Dandenault trying to cut him with the backhand, and a save made by Potvin. Here's McCallum with a shot that doesn't get through. Red Wings back at full strength. The chance in front. Couple of pops at it for Modin. And it's finally covered up by Osgood. And now you got Sullivan and Rouse going at it. Derek King steps in there. Here is Yzerman. And the play goes to Shanahan, side of the net. Gilchrist with a chance. Save made by Potvin. Loose puck sent wide. Chris King got a stick on it. Sent it across and has to clear it himself. Clark getting a pick from Johnson. Clark, big hit there by Jamie Pushor. Healy sent Wendell into the Red Wing bench. Johnson goes tumbling over Golubowski, and there's no call coming there as it starts to heat up now a little bit physically. Anders Eriksson, look out, he is hit hard by Derek King. Now McCallum again, left point. King centering it to Sullivan, a save by Osgood, and the rebound cleared by Yzerman along the boards. Rolls it in along the boards behind Potvin. Yuskevich able to elude Kozlov's check, and it's out to center ice. Look at this. Up down. Modin up the left wing side, tough angle, drives the shot, he scores! Tough angle, and Osgood was well out. I'm not sure where that puck beat the Detroit goaltender, but Modin makes it 1-0.
Modin ends up making a real good play with his glove streaking through the neutral zone. And the way he gloved the puck and pushed it ahead, it gave him a little bit of an edge there. And then he just let it fly.
It has been a very rapidly played first period. Not a lot of whistles, not a lot of scrums, not many face-offs. Just a lot of end-to-end action. And look out here as Larry Murphy couldn't get to it. It's Johnson breaking in. He shoots and he hits the goal post to the left of Osgood. Barry Smith, the assistant coach of the Red Wings, was pointing out that one of the shortcomings of the Red Wings' effort last night, he felt the communication between Osgood and the defense was not as sharp as it should be. And look at this, Shanahan from center ice beats Felix Potvin to tie the game.
Oh boy, that's one the Cat wants back, and for good reason. Brendan Shanahan just cleared the neutral zone and just let it fly. And so for the second time in as many home games to begin a period, Felix Potvin gave up a long one. There's been a little bit of a mental problem in maintaining his concentration for a full 60 minutes. That's going to be a tough one for him to rebound on home ice here because the crowd has been fairly critical of him.
Here's a tip for Lapointe. He scores as Brendan Shanahan made a great play that time. And now does that long goal even look worse with the Red Wings getting another one against Mike Murphy's club, and it is 2-1 Detroit.
And in all fairness, on that one, he's got no chance on. But you're right, it's magnified by the fact that Shanahan scores a long one from outside the blue line. And now the Toronto Maple Leafs are running around a little bit. And it is Lapointe that's the beneficiary of that great pass. 2 goals in 18 seconds. They just have not had the kind of confidence in Felix Potvin that they have had in the past with him. He's too good of a goaltender for this kind of stuff to be happening.
Here is Murphy. Lead pass for Yzerman behind the defense. Yzerman in, scores!
And that would have been one of those kinds of saves for Felix Potvin to make and build upon. And I think that's all she wrote for Felix Potvin because Glenn Healy's going to go in the net. But what a shot from Yzerman. And he continues to tear up the Toronto Maple Leafs right here at Maple Leaf Gardens. The numbers are overwhelming. Yzerman scored last night in Toronto against Potvin, and he went low stick as well in scoring the goal last night in the 4-1 win. And on a breakaway sequence here, Yzerman does the same thing. It looks like he's going to go glove high, and he goes low stick.
550th goal of Steve Yzerman's career. He passed Michel Goulet on the all-time goal-scoring list last night. And how about in this building? The 29th goal that he has scored in just 49 games at Maple Leaf Gardens.
Now it's a 3-1 deficit.
3 goals on the last 4 shots, and Sundin with a slash on Maltby.
Helmet cage combinations.
Pushor tries one from center ice on Healy, who gets the sarcastic cheer just because he stopped it. Here's Matthew Schneider between the circles, and a glove save by Osgood. Schneider did not get all of that. And Healy did not get it by Maltby. Maltby winds up, doesn't shoot. Now he sends it in front. Gilchrist with a chance, and Healy recovers to get in position and makes his first big stop since replacing Potvin. Certainly pass him at some point this year. Osgood out of the net, decides to cover up Domi. Giving the cross check to Pushor. In comes Lapointe. You can bet the Maple Leafs want to try to stir something up here.
It's the only team I could beat in my career.
Here's Zettler, puts it out in front of chance. Osgood took it away low. Maltby and Sullivan. Maltby drives it back behind the Toronto goal. Gustafsson along the glass with it. Larry Murphy holds it in, flips it across the Toronto zone. Now you got Maltby and Sullivan having words. And maybe more than words, but now the linesmen are going to step in.
Steve Sullivan went off for roughing, and if it was the last one that he gave him, that little roundhouse right, that's not a good penalty.
McCarty will backhand it behind Healy around the boards. Took the hit from Jason Smith. Here is Gilchrist. Smith runs him into the boards. McCarty tries to come out in front and lost his helmet.
Now there's only 41 seconds of power play time. On the left side of your screen, Shanahan throws the right leg out there. A very, very discreet trip.
Murphy plays it to the corner, intercepted by Schneider. Schneider trying to spin away from Doug Brown. Now Maltby takes it away. He's one-on-one against Yzerman. Maltby trying to create an angle, gets a shot away. Yzerman blocks it, spins him around. Maltby, though, takes the hit. Another one from Schneider. Here's Larry Murphy sending it across. A one-timer. Lindstrom. Healy, the save, rebound, score! Kirk Maltby, who started it all, ends up with the goal to make it 4-1.
Confidence and tenacity. Role players. Everybody pitching in. That's what you're seeing right now with the Red Wings.
Sends it ahead for Kozlov. Kozlov gains the zone. Brendan Shanahan winds up and fanned on the shot. It rolls to Lapointe. His shot didn't get through. One time by Kozlov and a save by Healy. Martin Prohaska dumped it deep. Here is Maltby getting there first. Sullivan. He left his feet to throw that check. And Maltby took the hit and back the other way comes number 18 for the Red Wings. Backhanded by Maltby into the Toronto zone. McCowan went down low to block that puck, and here comes Smith the other way. Batted away by Murphy. And Murphy has been solid here tonight.
Yeah, he has.
Here's Gilchrist cutting for the net is Eriksson. He's in for the catch. He scores! Anders Eriksson joining the rush as he has done so well in recent games, and he adds another goal. It is a 5-1 Red Wing lead.
Well, this all starts with the great heads-up play from Murphy inside his own blue line. The transition begins from there. And then the Red Wings were fortunate, I thought, to stay onside. On the left side of your screen, Pushor must have just stayed onside before Eriksson received the puck on the far side. And
now recovered by Johnson. Johnson carries into the Detroit zone, sets it up. Korolev, a quick shot and a save by Osgood.
They need more of a foundation here.
One time by Gustafsson just wide. Sullivan tries to tuck it in. The pad of Osgood, though, was there.
But he doesn't shoot the puck like Al McGinnis. So I think that's a wise decision. Let him shoot it from that far out.
Boy, Maltby with a big hit on Chris King, and Ty Domi comes over. He's trying to get Maltby to go.
He's got the wrong guy. Maltby stirs it up. But Maltby doesn't necessarily drop the mitts and fight. So I think Ty Domi should probably know this by now.
Well, there's going to be a penalty here against Domi, and it's going to be an unsportsmanlike call. So a 2-minute penalty against Domi, and it was all because of the hit that Maltby put on Domi's line mate, Chris King. Gustafsson fakes the shot. Now Gustafsson closing in. Circles the Detroit goal. Tries to stuff it home. Save made by Osgood. Here is Gustafsson again back to the line. Zettler's shot was blocked, and Maltby now back the other way into the Toronto zone. Maltby with a shot. Scores! Healy got most of it, but not enough, and Kirk Maltby has scored again to make it 6-1.
6 goals now for Maltby in his last 9 games, and his second goal of this hockey game, 6th of the year. And good pressure by Toronto, and unfortunately for the Maple Leafs, the puck squirts loose. Maltby lets her rip. It appeared as if Healy might have stopped it. It must have gone on in because it just barely squeaked through the pads.
Derek King drives one in. That took a funny hop off the left pad of Osgood. Now here's Sullivan being held up by Goloboski. Pass up the middle, intercepted. Derek King, and a save by Osgood. Here at Maple Leaf Gardens, here is McCarty. Hands it off quick. Got it, a save by Osgood. I think he was just more in the right place. It comes back to Schneider, fakes the one-timer, takes a look, moves it across. Matt Sundin winds up, drives it in front of the net. Save made by Osgood. What a dandy there. Well, they call it, they used to anyway, the 401 series, because all I got to do is drive through the tunnel in Detroit into Windsor, hop on the 401, takes you right here to Toronto, and boy, a lot of Red Wing fans have made the trip.
Well, your old partner, Mickey Redmond, one of the great Detroit Red Wing players and the analyst for the Detroit Red Wings, celebrating his 50th birthday. And Mickey Redmond traveled. Don't they have about 400 people here?
Absolutely, they do.
As part of that package?
You know what's ironic with Mickey here celebrating his 50th birthday? He became the first Red Wing to ever score 50 goals by getting number 50 in Maple Leaf Gardens back in '73.
And he did that a couple of times, did he not?
Yeah, absolutely. Back-to-back seasons. Well, the crowd reacting now. Domi and Dandenault. Dandenault took a big run at Ty Domi. Dandenault, though, like Maltby, the last guy that Domi went after, is not a guy that's going to oblige by dropping the glove. So Domi's going to look for somebody. He's got Pushor in his sights now. Gives him a shot. Pushor's not going to oblige yet. He may be forced to. Jackson's got the arm up in the air.
Now you go him, Jamie. Goodness gracious. I mean...
There comes Brendan Shanahan. But you know what the problem is by Jamie Pushor not doing this? Brendan Shanahan's third man in, and,
well, there was one, I mean, you're not condoning, you know, just dropping the mitts and going, but let's face it. At one point, with Domi sitting there, it's a 6-1 hockey game with 7.5 left. You're not putting your team in jeopardy. Domi already has a couple of minors anyway that he's going to get. And he literally took 3 or 4 serious pops at Jamie Pushor. And for Jamie Pushor to have Brendan Shanahan come in my opinion, Dave, there is a time and a place to drop them, and I think that would have been a time and a place for Jamie to drop the mitts and just go home.
Now, Domi's going to get a standing ovation from the Maple Leaf Garden fans. So both Shanahan and Domi are done for the night. Here is Johnson. Johnson lost his balance and went into the boards hard. As Bob Rouse gave him a bump, now here's Kozlov. Darting out of the Detroit zone into the Toronto zone. Gets it on the forehand, shoots and scores off the glove of Healy. Kozlov looked back a second time because he couldn't believe it went in.
And the fans will start filing out of Maple Leaf Gardens by now. 7-1 is the score in favor of the Detroit Red Wings. Some weaving and bobbing and good work through the neutral zone by Kozlov. He does a stutter step, goes wide, and fires it against the grain.
Rob Zettler and Per Gustafsson, the 4 skaters for Toronto. Against Doug Brown, Matthew Dandenault cutting for the net. That shot hit the goalpost to the right of Healy.
He hasn't seen a whole lot of ice time in the game. I'm rather surprised.
Yeah, he has not. They're very high on the youngster Al McCauley here in Toronto. Here's a chance for the wing. Score! Kirk Maltby with a hat trick. Set up by Koser.
What a great play by Koser to take the puck from behind the net, and seeing the right-handed Maltby is wide open to the right of Healy, and he makes no mistake. And it's the trick. It's his first career hat trick for Maltby, and he has played good hockey, both in his own zone and also offensively. He's continuing to turn on the red light. It's a no-brainer here. No-brainer there. And you talk about how close this team is. Look at the reaction of the Detroit Red Wings. Steve Yzerman, who's had many hat tricks against the Toronto Maple Leafs, but it's Kirk Maltby's night here in Maple Leaf Gardens.
Now, we went about 5 minutes or so here at the end of this game without a whistle. I think after the Maltby goal.
While the red machine continues to roll on, it's well-oiled. Good performances from everyone. And for Scotty Bowman, it's his 203rd win as a Detroit Red Wing. But for the Toronto Maple Leafs, Dave, extremely disappointing. Losing 8-1 at home is embarrassing.